Russos brand family. We are family.
Welcome to News Talk Shit, episode 23. On the line, of course, is the man who's never happy, the man who never smiles.
Y'all not gonna do that to me tonight.
The angry. We're not calling you Chicago kid anymore. You are the angry.
Y'all not doing that to me tonight. You're not gonna portray me as the angry black guy.
Betray you.
You
Betray
are.
you. Portray
Brian,
you.
shut the fuck up.
Oh, this is going to be good tonight. Okay. Of course, Brian 3SL Lyles.
Come Benoit.
And the beautiful Tiara Fashion Victuals. How you doing?
Wonderful. How are you guys doing?
Magnificent. Well, I am. I don't know about TJ. TJ just angry at the world.
Why are you so angry?
See what y'all did? Y'all contaminated her mind into thinking that I'm angry, as if Trump doesn't tell us that we're gonna do the show at a particular time, and me and Brian just be sitting here and looking at each other's faces, and he don't come around in 30, 45 minutes.
6 minutes?
What?
If my dinner is not at the table at 8:01, I'm gonna go crazy.
6 minutes, nigga.
This is early for you.
For me?
Because you normally don't come in for the first 20 minutes because you be too busy.
Too busy what?
Playing pocket pool, whatever the fuck it is you be doing.
Okay. Well, right now I'm playing wine.
Fucking drunk.
I got wine on my mind right now. And in my cup. So,
I'm not angry. I'm not angry. I just, I had a long conversation with my ex-wife today, and like nobody else on the planet, nobody knows how to get me in a funky ass mood like she does.
It looks like you've been crying.
Oh no, I ain't been crying.
Your eyes a little puffy.
That ain't fucking happening.
It look like you rubbing tears on the side of your eyes right now. What happened? What did she do?
Actually, I probably was. I took a hit off a joint. So that.
Why
that
you have to smoke weed before we come on?
I didn't say I hit a joint right before we came on. I said I hit a joint, so that might have been residue from earlier. Why don't you fucking listen, Brian?
You hit a joint like
you finished the sentence.
Besides only being able to hear how much.
You hit a joint like a girl joint you hit, or like weed joint?
I had weed.
Okay.
My ex-wife puts me in the mood to be you know how ex-wives can do.
Oh yeah.
So
I know.
I just decided, you know what? Excuse me?
Oh, I thought you said something, Tiara.
What did you say, Tiara?
I said he picked her.
Here we go with this shit.
I'm just saying, every man who divorced from his wife, they always like, oh, my ex-wife, blah, blah, blah. But you picked her. So.
Or did she pick you?
Right.
They picked each other.
Well, somebody proposed, and I'm sure it wasn't her.
Who's to say I proposed?
Well, you married her.
Who's to say that there was a proposal?
Well, okay, let's put it even further. You said I did. I say I did.
I didn't say I do to her. I said I do to the bitch at the courthouse who asked me. She didn't ask me shit.
That mean no. The judge was referring to the relationship you was about to establish with the person standing in front of you, which means
I don't remember.
To the
he was too high. He was too high for that day.
The only thing I remember is the birth of my son.
Very well said. I don't.
The only thing I remember is the birth of my son and the day that my divorce was finalized. Those are the only 2 days that I remember. I don't remember shit else. So That's just some psychological shit that you push to the back of your mind and you forget. So you under the assumption I said X, Y, and Z. I don't fucking remember it. I don't confirm it. I don't deny it.
Because let me tell you something. I'm sure y'all been together for more than a year before you said I want to divorce.
Actually, we weren't together for a year.
So your marriage did not last a year.
No, it lasted a year. We weren't together for a year before we got married.
So it was all rushed.
All rushed. All duress. It was rushed. There was pressure. There was depression. There were outside.
Like it is right now.
Excuse me?
Like it is right now. Depression. You seem depressed.
Every time I see your motherfucking face in HD, I get depressed, motherfucker.
You funny. I'm on your side here, and you still acting like you're on your period. So
is it me or does Trump look like a retarded gamer? Don't you know they got smaller, more modern headphones? You're like a fucking retarded gamer.
Look at the headphone.
It's like a helmet go with those headphones.
This is the headphone was that big.
You got a helmet and head go with headphones and a straw that you chew the whole nine.
This nigga, I swear, you can't say nothing about it. Speaking of that, let's do something different today. What the hell makes you happy, TJ?
That's something different today.
Money.
And that's it.
My kids.
That's obvious. I'm talking about what makes you happy outside of your kids and money.
Seeing white people suffer injustices.
See, that all goes back to somebody suffering. You see what I'm saying?
No, I'm just saying I get a kick out of seeing white people get fucked up. Like the white lady that jumped her ass in the Jaguar pit to take a selfie and got her ass mauled by the cat.
I love seeing white people get messed up. I can't even lie about that.
I love that fucking shit. You thought white privilege exists in the Jaguar pit, and you found out otherwise. Got your ass sliced the fuck up. I love it. I fucking love it. So yeah, when black people get off from committing crimes against white people, I love that shit too.
Okay,
type of shit that makes me happy.
So the demise of others makes you happy.
Not the lives of others, but sometimes the demise of others.
That's what I said. The demise of others. The demise
of white people. Some might call me racist. It's just that you like certain shit you watch on television, and I'm entertained by the suffering of white people.
How we can tell by the shit you post.
Hey, I mean, it is what it is.
All right. Well, it was something I wanted to talk to y'all about, but I forgot.
Because you drunk?
No, I'm not drunk.
Not yet.
About 2 hours ago, I was drunk.
You keep sipping. Your liver ain't shit. Boy, I'm telling you.
No, my liver is quite good, actually.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if you ain't got cirrhosis already.
No, I don't.
Probably like your motherfucking ass stop growing because you drank at such an early age that you fucked your system up.
How do you know how old I was when I drank?
You started drinking when you was old, right? I mean, you was young, right?
I started drinking when I was like 21.
No. Just
21. Do you know how young people drink today? 13, 14, 12.
We're not talking about people. We talking about you.
21 no. To me, 21 is not.
21 is you started drinking and been drinking since you could legally drink.
Pretty much.
Which I'm inclined to believe your motherfucking ass was drinking prior to you turning 21.
No.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, next subject, motherfucker.
What's wrong with black people today?
What's that?
The fact that they always assume shit. That's what's wrong with black people today.
You think he know?
Is that a black person?
If they don't tell them the truth, they don't be like, "Oh, you ain't do that shit."
Right. So why ask me the question if you know it?
No, here's the problem with black people when they tattoo their own names on themselves.
You know what the problem
white
with
people do that too.
Excuse me? So that's like a dog tag in case they find your dead body. They know what your name is. I mean, why would you tattoo your own name on yourself?
I was 18 when I was legally able to do a tattoo. That's what I got.
So when you became 18, the first thing on your mind to do was not tattoo a strawberry or a flower or a cartoon character, to tattoo your own name on yourself. Character? And people tattoo all kind of shit. I'm not 12.
I don't like flowers. I don't like wearing flowers.
Why tattoo your own name on yourself? Why tattoo your own name on yourself?
Why not?
Because I want, if anything, I was gonna get something I didn't regret. So therefore, I would regret having a cartoon character in life. I would regret having some fucking strawberry on my ass. I would regret having some freaking flower sitting there. So I'm the most dominant person in my own self. So why not tattoo my own name? I was 18 at the time. I wanted to know what needles felt like if I wanted another tattoo. So I'm like, well, at least I won't regret myself, if anything.
Yeah. Wow. Powerful. There we go.
Shut the fuck up, Brian, with your
No, fuck you.
He's just angry. God.
Yeah, angry.
You're going to agree with anything he said.
You don't want to support women empowerment anyway. So.
You're absolutely right. I don't support women empowerment because I don't want women to piss on me. Go ahead.
Yo, let me tell y'all, did y'all realize everything that made him happy, not one of them was a woman or pussy? Let's be clear. Just saying.
That's true. That's true.
Well, speaking of that, I had a question. This kind of goes back to TJ's show on Tuesday.
Oh, God.
He broke the news.
Piss versus squirting. Yeah, that's breaking news.
TJ believes that squirting is pissing. Now, he believes that squirting is pissing.
It's not pissing.
Now, I'm in the middle on this. I'm gonna be frank. I don't know. I've had it happen. I don't know if it's piss or I don't know. What is
piss?
So it's another version of cum that y'all have.
Pretty much. Because it can happen multiple times. Once one starts going, it can actually go multiple times. When you urinate, you can urinate that one time and you're done. But when you have that heightened moment, it can happen multiple times.
Okay.
It's not pissing.
I'm gonna side with science and call what they say squirting is. Science calls it coital incontinence, meaning that they are urinating at the height of sex. It is piss. They have done sonograms on women who say they squirt, and they have a bladder full of urine. And after they have intercourse and they quote unquote squirt, they go back and do another sonogram and their bladder is empty. That's pissing.
Could it be a mix?
Since you know it all, I'm going to just go with what you say. Because, no one else knows anything else but you. I'm a woman. So apparently you know what it is when a woman does.
You're one of the nasty ass women that go around pissing on me and passing it off as squirt.
Trust me, if I piss on you, you know what it is.
It is piss. But see, you have dumbass men, Brian, whose ego won't allow them to accept that they're being pissed.
He throws an ego. Why is he throwing an ego? It's not about ego.
He thinks he's doing something amazing when all you doing is a woman don't respect you if she pissing on you. And you done had a lot of women piss on you, so let's tell you what they think about you.
Why you keep throwing the word ego out there for?
It is ego because you think you're making the woman squirt. You're making her piss. It's science behind it. It is fucking science. I don't give a fuck if we have 100 women on here. There is science behind it. And if you don't believe science, you're fucking idiot. Science says less than 8% of women have female ejaculation. Therefore, motherfuckers in the 80s and the 90s wasn't fucking squirting to porn star producing these goddamn scenes when women shooting goddamn fluids out their ass across the room. Now everybody in their mama is a fucking squirter. Get the fuck out of here. These just some nasty ass bitches who figured out if I piss on this dude, he gonna think that he's really doing something and he's gonna try harder. But at the end of the day, it's fucking piss and the science supports it. So you can be a woman and say, because I'm a woman, I know better. Well, I think the scientists know better than you. You're a pisser.
Quiet on the line. Quiet. Well, look, let me tell you this.
The fact that you went and looked up the definition and know the scientific name for it says way too much. Just saying. But okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's called coital incontinence.
What?
There is a scientific name for it. It is a woman urinating during sex. It's called coital incontinence. There is science behind this. It has been given a name. It's not squirting. It's not female ejaculation. It is pissing during sex.
I mean, the slamming of the phone, just the, just all right. So look, anybody been to the movies lately to see?
I have.
Have you seen
Captain Marvel?
I heard it's not as good as people are saying.
So let me tell you this. I went to go see it on quote unquote Women's Day.
So you mean Squirters Day?
I will say I give it a 3 out of 5.
Mm-hmm.
It's not one of Marvel's best movies, but the fact that I kind of understand how this is going to be tied into the next Avengers movie is better. So again, 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5. It made $455 million this weekend.
It's a Marvel movie,
which is no indication of how good it is. Is anybody besides me a comic book junkie out of the 4 of us?
The only comic I used to watch. I'm not a comic book junkie.
Brian, if you're a comic book junkie, you're familiar with Captain Marvel. You know they retcon the shit out of the story.
Yeah, there's some things they took out and put in. Yeah, I get it.
And look, the only thing that ties.
Brian, are you looking up what he just wrote?
No, I'm looking at something else that I posted a while back. But continue.
There's a lot of elements that they added to it. It's a lot of shit that they didn't explain that was totally unnecessary to the story. Stuff that was from the comic book they did mention. Stuff from the comic book that they just historically should not have changed. And the only tie to the origination of the Avengers that I saw was the post-credit scene. That's it.
All right.
So she gave it a 2 out of 3. I thought that was being generous. 3 out of 5. I gave it 2 out of 5.
Damn.
I don't even want to see it. Y'all didn't.
No. Actually, it's better than a lot of people would think. I think some of those who have been writing the reports on it have been, what I've read, it's been a lot of women and a lot of pretty much say stuff. Oh, this is inspiring. This is great. This is that and everything else. And it's like, whoa, okay, calm down. Okay. Most of these people probably, like, majority of Americans probably never read Captain Marvel, especially when Captain Marvel was, Marvel, the guy.
And then the black woman
they said that Marvel was a woman.
Yeah, which that I think right there is where a lot of purists are having problems with, because they felt like, okay, you really didn't explain who she was and all that stuff. To be honest with you, I like the fact that a lot of people thought that Jude Law was Marvel. I was expecting what happened to him, because that's what a lot of people were putting out there. And I like the fact that, no, it was Annette Bening. And I was like, oh, okay. And that was the big shocker for me. Yes, spoiler alert if anyone's watching this. So
yeah, I ain't even born now.
Yeah. So, but the thing is like I felt like as as for watching this, I like the surprise. I like the fact that they kept this hidden until you see those endings.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you.
Yeah.
I would say
you should go see it. No, to be honest with you, I really think you should see it. One, just to continue the story, the whole Infinity War Stone story. But pretty much this is like, again, this is just to know who she is.
Right.
And all it is an introduction movie, just like, Guardians of the Galaxy was the first movie, even with Captain America, even Black Panther's movie. It was an introduction to show people, hey, this is this new person that coming in that, got the, Nick Fury had the page, and you kind of just like, why do you have to page her? And it's like, oh, this is the reasons why. So it's a good story to watch. And it's kind of enjoyable.
Here's a secret, Trump. The post credit scene is on YouTube. There's two of them. The post credit scene is on YouTube. You can watch the post credit scene and not even have to watch the movie, and you will totally not miss out on anything when you go see Avengers Endgame. That's how unnecessary this movie was.
Well, there you have it. Brian already told me how it ended. You told me it's
I don't think
I just tell you.
I think that regardless, if people don't know the history of Captain Marvel, I think that they should at least go see the movie.
Right.
Okay.
I'm not a comic book junkie.
Right. So if you're a fan of the comic book and you're a fan of the character, skip it. It's gonna piss you off. It's gonna piss you off like the Fantastic Four got fucked up. It's gonna piss you off like Iron Man 3. It's gonna piss you off like Peter Parker, Spider-Man 3 dancing in the fucking bar. It's gonna piss you off like that.
That will always piss you off.
I think it's like one of the 5 worst Marvel movies made. That's
no. I disagree.
No, I don't think.
Yeah, it's not that bad. It is a movie where I think
Brian, hold on before you go. If you're gonna tell any more of the story,
no, I'm not. Here's what I'm going to say. I'm not. No more spoilers. What I'm saying is, I feel like with this movie, this is like everyone said, this is Marvel's first female lead character movie out there, and compared to a couple years ago with Wonder Woman, and that was where it was like the staple, because it's like, okay, if DC can put out Wonder Woman, and if it does well, then luckily, hopefully, everyone was anticipating Black Widow have her own movie. But doing Captain Marvel, a completely new character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and pretty much, like I said, the story came out to me, mind you, with all what I know about Captain Marvel, I felt like this is a good story, and it was worth watching. And I felt like I was like, I like her, the ups and downs of her character, and mind you, it's an introductory piece. We'll see more of it once we see Avengers Endgame. But seeing her in her own movie, I felt it was worth it. It's worth 2 hours of your time.
Go see the movie.
All right.
Yeah.
When you see it,
and it's funny. It's funny.
When you see it, come back and say, I'm glad I listened to Brian. I'm glad I listened to Tiara. Or I should have listened to you, TJ.
I'm going to go see it.
You should have.
I'm gonna take some butt cheeks with me in case I get bored and I can have something to fill on and play around with in the movie theater.
You subject to you might fall asleep.
Oh, how long? Okay. How long is the movie?
It's 2 hours long.
Honestly, it doesn't feel like it's not as long as Infinity War. It's not.
No, ain't nothing long as Infinity War.
Okay.
So I think you'll be good.
The Endgame is supposed to be approaching 4 hours. So
Nice.
No way.
Yeah, it is. They're talking about they're trying to edit it down under 4 hours.
Since this is the TMZ edition of Dudes Talk Shit, let's continue into our movies and Netflix conversation or whatever we talking about. Anybody seen Leaving Neverland?
Neverland? No. I refuse.
I ain't watched that shit.
I haven't watched it.
I don't feel like it's worth watching. The man is dead and in the ground. Like, why even interrupt that?
True. Okay, so nobody.
I have.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Brian. I know how sensitive.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I think to tie it into something else. I think the Finding Neverland or Leaving Neverland documentary is actually helping R. Kelly right now.
Why? As a distraction?
Not as a distraction, but for instance, you have Nate Campbell, you have Ray Rice, you have the black brother that fought the white girl in well, not even fought her, just pushed her off him in the hotel lobby. You got Bill Cosby that get locked up. You have the R. Kelly documentary. Then you come in with Finding Neverland. At some point in time, the psyche of black people are going to say, "Hey, you're not prosecuting black men, you're persecuting them." And you lock R. Kelly up, you give him $1 million bond, he get out. This child support ain't been no issue in all this time. Then you lock him up. And I said both times somebody was gonna bond him out. I said somebody was gonna bond him out when he got locked up the first time, and I said somebody was gonna pay his child support. What you're doing is you're galvanizing black people who probably think R. Kelly and believe R. Kelly is guilty, but they see that they're gonna start seeing it as this guy's being railroaded. That this is not about prosecuting him for potential crimes that he did. This is just, we got to make another example out of one of these niggas. Despite the fact that they're not dragging white men who do the same thing. Kevin Spacey hasn't been drugged through the street.
True.
Harvey Weinstein ain't been drugged through the street. They mentioned it in the news clippings, but they not heavily promoting these documentaries like they doing. I mean, they say it's other documentaries out there about Weinstein, but which ones have been promoted heavier than Surviving R. Kelly and Leaving Neverland?
You know what? I'm going to tell you something I was just thinking about. Do you see all the attention the R. Kelly thing is getting now? And Robert Kraft probably got like 10 minutes of attention. And he's potentially involved in trafficking, child trafficking.
Well,
y'all see that shit?
Not to mention that, but the woman that runs the damn parlor gave access to Trump's employees. So it's bigger than that. And you're gonna have people galvanize, particularly because I'm from Chicago. I'm the Chicago guy on the panel. Chicago is a little bit different. They're gonna protect their own. They're gonna protect their own. And you got Michael Avenatti that keeps going on the press and talking. You got the other white bitch out of California, the attorney. That's Gloria Allred. She's representing some people. They don't fuck with people. They're like DC is when it comes to like the go-go scene and different music coming in to influence. They don't really fuck with Baltimore. They don't really fuck with the Dirty South. It's just like they have their own culture and subculture. And it's the same thing with Chicago. And when you just had an instance where the officer, Jason Van Dyke, got 4 years for killing Laquan McDonald, shot him 17 times, was found guilty of manslaughter, he get 4 years, and then y'all turn around and putting all this effort into prosecuting R. Kelly, people gonna start turning on him. I'm just gonna say I don't think he's gonna be convicted because it's gonna be hard to find 12 people in Cook County to convict him, just like the first time.
I agree on that. Speaking of Chicago, I was thinking about taking a trip up there one day this year, but I don't know now. I'm a little scared of Chicago.
Chicago is a great city. Why are you scared of Chicago?
I don't know where to go. Like me and Tiara was talking earlier, is y'all got some good old food and food spots.
Stay downtown, you'll be fine.
Stay downtown.
Stay downtown. If you're gonna go into the city, you better have a guide.
Okay. Well, my birthday update. I'm gonna let y'all know because I was going to invite y'all to come to this. But first I plan on going to Vegas. That's separate. The second thing is I'm going to rent out a hotel around here, a suite. I have a hookup, and I'm going to get some strippers. Now, I'm only inviting 5 or 6 dudes, and it's going to be. This is what I call the event: No Lap Left Behind. That's the name of my birthday. No lap left behind, which means there will be a stripper to every lap. No lap will be empty. So here are the pictures of some of the women. Here are the pictures of some of the women who will be. Brian's funny shit, boy, I tell you. Here are you won't be saying that when I show you these pictures. Here are the pictures of some. Oh, damn it. That will be attending the party. Her right here. and her name is
with the glare.
Strawberry. No. What is her name? Wait a minute.
That's unique.
No. Her name is Chica. That's Chica. Chica. Okay. Obviously this one here. Her name is the first lady.
Bright light.
The first
lady.
Now Brad's talking. They keep.
When is your birthday, bro?
September 10th.
Okay. Can I propose something different?
Of course.
If you're gonna do 5 guys and you're gonna get a hotel and blase, why don't you just plan a guy's trip to the Dominican Republic?
Oh, here we go.
Go to Puerto Plata. Get you a villa. It's gonna be dirt cheap. Trust me. You can stay in Dominican Republic for 5 days for less than $300. Go over there. Have you been to the Dominican Republic?
I haven't been out this country.
Okay. All I can say is don't take my word on it. Go talk to somebody else.
I won't.
To the Dominican Republic.
I will.
And let them tell you. Talk to a dude. Don't talk to a woman.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a place to go for women. Women go to Jamaica. Men go to Dominican Republic.
I see you, Tiara.
I will tell you that your money will be better spent. Your money will be better spent doing a trip to the Dominican Republic because guys will go than it would be getting a hotel room and have some stinking ass motherfucking strippers get mad because niggas ain't tipping and having a fucking attitude.
So if I go to the DR, which the plan was already to go to Vegas, but if I go.
You'll have a better time in Dominican Republic. Let's just put it this way. If you go to Dominican Republic for a couple of days, you come back, it's going to take you about a month to want to fuck with American women again.
Damn. Okay, so what's the difference? Let's get into that. What's the difference between DR women and American women? I need to know before
you fulfill that fantasy for that short period of time. And then you come back and be like, damn, these American women, they don't do shit like the Spanish chicks. But mind you, Spanish chicks are just as crazy. And if you get hooked up in a relationship with one of them, you're going to end up being with an American woman without being with an American.
You don't go to the Dominican Republic to get into no relationship with no woman.
See? There you go. But why wouldn't you want to do it with American women? Because guess what? You got to come home sometime, don't you?
Because American women, comparatively speaking to women within the Caribbean, women in other countries are fucked up. You got to fight with them. You got to argue with them. There's no peace. You got to compete. They want equal rights until it's time for the check to be paid. They want equal rights until it's time for the fucking tire to be changed. They want equal rights across the board until it's time for you to have to do some man shit. And you're not going to have a level of peace of mind and being able to communicate with American women without an attitude like you are interacting with women outside of the country. It's a different culture, just like the men are different. It's like black women go to Jamaica and the men over in Jamaica treats them like fucking queens. That's why you'll find a lot of women who go to Jamaica, go and get a man over there and they marry him and they bring him back because culturally the men over there are different than men over here. It's the same premise when you flip the coin. Women in other countries, particularly throughout the Caribbean, are different, especially towards black American men than they are here. Simple. Brian's shaking his head, but Brian ain't never been out the country. Have you? Oh, well, Brian has been out the country.
Brian's been out the country ample times.
I know Brian be out there. He be tricking.
I already knew where you going.
I already know where you going. Internationally.
Go ahead, Brian. Go ahead, Brian. He on there fuming right now. Look. Go ahead, Brian.
All right. The thing is, he's thinking of a single man's perspective. That's the only thing. A single person's perspective.
Trump
like you said, yeah. So if he wants to go there just to, have his fun, enjoy himself, fine, okay. Well, let's be honest here. But like you said, he has to come home, and then it's like he left Fantasyland or Fantasy Island in this case. So, I mean, do you plan to keep going back just to relive that fantasy all over again? Because by the time that if you do go back, try to hook up with that one particular person that you met, likely she could be with some other dude. And would you be upset, or you try to find somebody else? Again, these are things that you have to understand when you're going, if what you're trying to go out once you leave this country. Are you out just to have fun, enjoy yourself? If you get lucky, great. If not, then who cares? But if your main objective is just to get some ass and you got it, and then you come back home and it's like, oh, I had that great ass at the DR. I can't get some decent pussy around here, around the corner. Let me go back to the DR and get that pussy again. And she's not there, or she's taken, or better, she may be even married by that time. So again, you have to, I wouldn't say overthink this, but you got to think of your long-term plan with this whole scenario. If you're just trying to deal with a quick fix.
Party with fucking strippers. So he is not thinking long-term with these women. He's thinking about going to Vegas.
That's fine.
He's not going to Vegas to fall in love with nobody. He's going to Vegas to party, have a good time.
But you just was complaining about American women. So the point that we're trying to prove here is that even though he may go to the Dominican Republic for fun, I'm just like, by the time he get back home, he still got to deal with the reality of American women.
Right. And then let's add it on top of this. You're going over international waters, and you have to deal with your passport, deal with not just international women that you probably have difficult time speaking with, because full well they probably only speak Spanish and that's it. And then add on the fact that probably the women that you may meet may be think of you as a sucker and try to steal some of your shit. So those are things
over the DR.
So there's a whole bunch of scenarios you have to think about.
Mark. When you go overseas, you're a mark. Trump. Brian is not
be a mark if I'm overseas. I'm prepared for what I'm dealing with.
Brian has obviously not been to the Dominican Republic. So back to what I said. Go talk to some of your friends that's been to the Dominican Republic, and none of them will say anything different from what I just said. None of them. And your money will be better spent.
I might just, okay. I can't do two. I'm going to the DR one day. It probably won't be this year, but I'm going one day.
I'm going in July if you're trying to go.
I'm going on a cruise in July.
When?
July 8th through something. I forgot what the date is.
I'm going through July 8th through the 13th. What islands is it supposed to hit?
It's leaving from Miami. It's a Caribbean. We're going to Mexico and some other Caribbean joints and coming back.
I can't do no cruise because I like my feet on the ground.
You get motion sickness?
No, I don't get motion sickness. I just like the idea. I don't like the idea because when you go on a cruise, it's my understanding cruise dock early in the morning.
I don't know. I've never been on one.
You go into town and do what you got to do, but then you got to be back by like 2-3 o'clock to be back on the ship, and you basically miss, getting. Submerged in the culture. You don't get to really experience everything. It's just like a quick trip, and then you back on the ship. So it just ain't nothing.
I'm experience it. I'm at least experience it. And if I don't like it, I just won't do it again. It's just, But speaking of going out of town, the last time we had Miss Tiara on the show, y'all remember she's gonna make that move.
She's gonna relocate to Texas.
H-Town. Yes. So what's going on with that? You want to?
Right now
give
it's
us an update.
On hold.
On hold?
On hold. Temporary hold at that.
Oh, right.
Only because I had to make a business decision as far as my bag. So again, it's been put on temporary hold.
I told you she's a nigga. I told you that. I told her that she's a nigga. So, and bag is always first because fuck that. Your bag is first. So the guy that you're going down there with, are things cool with y'all, or what's going on with that?
We're cool to a certain extent.
Hold on. Hold on. Now, you got to expound on this certain extent. I want to know what.
We have this conversation. I don't. I don't have patience for bullshit. I don't.
Say that you have zero patience.
So when you kind of show me the reality of yourself and that you aren't comparable to certain things that I feel is necessary in a relationship, then I check out.
Me and Brian have witnessed some of your checking out on your mobile device before, and you checked out and put some workers in check that I've seen. So I wouldn't want no part of your checking out.
I feel like if I don't say anything, they'll never know. So I feel like I have to say something at least. So if they go into another relationship, at least they'll know like how to carry her or court her in a certain form and fashion. And yes, I have to put them in check because again, I feel like some of the things that I feel needs to be said. And no, it ain't with no sister girl attitude, TJ.
I didn't say anything.
You know,
word.
He got that. Yeah, I've heard.
No, I ain't said a word.
Women are angry and got attitudes and this, that, and the third, and trust and believe. It ain't no attitude and it's no love lost. It's just the fact that I'm going to let you know what you've done and how I feel about it, and I'm going to check out.
I have no words. I mean,
that's a first.
My thing is that people don't get reputations or stereotypes. They're not pulled out. Many times stereotypes are created out of a person's fear and uncertainty, but a lot of times stereotypical behavior is assigned to people who display it. So,
Professor,
you ain't got to be sister girl. I'm just saying that, you know, that shit wasn't born out of fucking nowhere. That's all.
Have you ever thought about teaching, TJ?
Teaching what? And
teaching what are you going to teach a rat how to get out the paper bag?
No, I'm not. I'm not saying I agree with everything you're saying. I'm just saying the way. You ever thought about teaching a college class on Black history or some shit like that?
Nah.
Or relationships?
He don't need to teach nobody about no relationships.
Hold on. Let's not speed past that. Why is it that you think that I'm not qualified after saying just what you said?
Yeah. I'm gonna get some wine and popcorn.
Did you not just say earlier that all American women have an attitude problem and they expect men to do X, Y, and Z, but yet they want equal rights? You just said that.
I did not say that.
Yes, you did.
Yes, you did.
Shut the fuck up, Brian. I didn't say that. What I said was, and I'm going to quote myself verbatim. I said, American women want equal rights until the check comes. American women want equal rights until it's time to change the tire. American women want equal rights until it's time that they need somebody to kill that bug. At the end of the day, women in America are socialized and conditioned in this environment to want equal rights, but then when it's advantageous to them, they want men to be men.
Well, let me tell you about this American woman, sir. And this is the reason why I do my own shit. It's because I don't need the bullshit. You hear what I'm saying? I could change my own goddamn tire. I would change my own car battery and then some. I don't need that bullshit. So if you feel as though as a man in a relationship that you are supposed to be the proprietor, you're supposed to be the leader, you're supposed to be the lookout. You know what I'm saying? If you feel as though that's a problem, a quote unquote, when the check comes, then that's why I get my own bag. And that's why my thing is, at the end of the day, all I want is a man to be a man. Simple as that. Just be a man.
Uh-oh. Somebody was like,
you want a man to be a man, but here's the thing. You want to define based on what your needs and your desires are.
No, I don't. That's what you're not understanding. No woman wants the whole thing to be defined. Just be what you said you're gonna be. If you want to be my man, that comes with responsibility. Point blank in the period.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is, I'm all for the fact that if you want to court me, cool. If you want to change my tires, fix my oil and all that shit, cool. I don't feel as though if I'm in a relationship as a woman and I say, oh babe, the check oil light came on in my car, the check engine light, whatever have you. As a man, I think you're supposed to take care of your woman.
Hey, Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Here's why I say what I say.
And
all that she says, do you know when women like her, particularly Americanized women, get on this subject?
Americanized.
Shut the fuck up, moist ass Brian. Do you always notice that the women are always talking about what the responsibility of the man is, what a man should be doing?
You want me to define a woman's
responsibility? They never talk about what the
She's
fuck.
about. Let's let her do that.
Lead with that conversation. Hold on, my battery going dead. I gotta get my charger.
Oh,
I tell you, I want to hear this because
a woman has a responsibility in a relationship too.
Yeah,
I'm completely on both, like on equal sides of the fence. A woman has a responsibility in a relationship too. If you know the man is supposed to lead, let him lead. If you want him to wear the pants, let him wear the pants. What I feel as though a lot of women get wrong is when they try to control certain situations. Mm-hmm. Let him be the man. Don't try to control that.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, then you have to add on the fact that most of the majority of the men nowadays aren't really being responsible men. They've been babied, they've been coddled into situations where they feel like it's like, well, I don't know what to do, or pretty much it's like, well, I thought you're gonna handle it because you're the woman, or you're
where I can say this, and honestly, me and my sister had this talk earlier today. Some men are in a position where they don't know how to do those things. They weren't taught as young men to do those things. You see what I'm saying? So when they get older and they get a woman in their life, they don't really know how to do certain things with that woman because they weren't taught. Like for me, it's simple as opening my car door. I am so tired of telling men like, yo, I'm not getting out this car until you open my goddamn door. Or I'm not getting in this car until you open my door. Mm-hmm. Because that's what I seen my father do for my mom. So that's what I was taught at the early age, how a man should court a woman, just with the chivalry thing.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of men don't know that because so many women either let them get away with it or they don't tell them these things. Mm-hmm. This one right here, I will tell you in a heartbeat.
Right. And here's the problem. Trump, I'm gonna let you referee this because it's obvious 2 against 1. Well, at least 1.5. He's more man than Brian. But here's the deal. People like Brian, men like Brian, they handicap and they hamstring women because they always patronize and pander. They agree with practically everything a woman is saying. If women in this country was so goddamn perfect, men wouldn't cheat, men wouldn't fuck around, men wouldn't leave home and make kids elsewhere. You're not perfect. You're not doing everything perfect.
I say that though?
Okay, I let you go. Don't interrupt me, please. The fact of the matter is, there's no self-reflection and no self-accountability with American women. Trump, when was the last time you had a conversation with a woman and she honestly said, I fucked up. I was wrong. I was responsible, but for the relationship ended.
Let him go.
Trump, did I not say that a woman has a responsibility too?
Yeah, she said. Well, let me tell you this, and
remember he went and get his charger. So
I'm not. I don't pander. I'm not taking sides. I'm listening, but I will say, with each woman is different. Now, I personally, I'm not including Tiara because me and her we talked today, and I know she's the type when she fuck up, she will say, I will give her that. But outside of her, I haven't met any women that will come up and say, yeah, I messed up on this, I messed up on that. Every woman I met will always say, Yeah, it was him. He did some crazy stuff. Girl, he was crazy. He was crazy. But you're in and out of You're in and out of relationships. You can't tell me every single dude you mess with, it was on him. Come on now.
Right. Well, like
It's not.
you also have to add. You also have to add in the fact that sometimes the woman you may be dealing with who's not taking responsibility, they always go to their girlfriends, the quote unquote single girlfriends who claim they know everything and really they don't because they've never been in a relationship either. So really, if that's your go-to, you're gonna get you're not getting reliable information then.
Or
Because
it's
really,
like Brian standing off on the sideline, pandering,
no,
saying that the
it's
guy
not
is
about
always
pandering.
wrong, saying that the woman is always right, never having the courage. See, it's real. It's at the risk of fucking up pussy. You got to be able to tell a woman where she fucking up, where she wrong.
Women like that. That's called a leader. That's called a man.
I can't send 4 girls out into the world under the assumption that every situation they get in, they gotta find a man to blame for their actions. They gotta find a man.
And I don't. Here's the thing. The thing is, I don't blame women for that, but they've been in situations where they've had to tolerate or behave a certain way. And the thing is, because they hadn't healed from that, they bring it into the next one. So they start acting crazy and cutting you out and treating you a certain way because that's what they were accustomed to in the last one.
So when you a way of blaming their behavior on a man. See, Trump, see what I'm saying?
But again, it depends on.
You didn't even let me finish talking. But you ain't let me finish talking.
Go ahead.
So my thing is, again, this goes back to even women have a certain responsibility in a relationship. Some women jump into a relationship and may not even be ready for one because they hadn't healed from all that bullshit that they went through in their past one. That is their fault because they brought it into something else. It's not the other man's fault or it's not your fault. It's her fault because she didn't take that time to heal from that one relationship or that situation and bring it into the next. She didn't take time to heal. She just jumped right into it because at that time she was vulnerable. She saw a man. Y'all start dating, talking, whatever have you. Next thing you know, everything that she witnessed before or went through before, she brought with you. I'm not faulting no man for that. I'm not. That is a woman's fault because she didn't take the necessary time she needed to get through that or get over that. Now, this one right here, again, I can't speak for all women because I kind of carry myself and I kind of think a little differently than some women because at the end of the day, I'm not going to yell at you. I'm not going to cuss you out. I'm going to give you 3 times. I'm going to tell you how I'm feeling. I'm going to tell you what I need. And I'm going to tell you that, hey, if this ain't working for you, let me know. Because there's no need for both of us to sit here and waste our time. Like I told dude, like, I'm at a point where I'm about to check out. Where do you think that we can move on from here to either fix this or whatever? And he absolutely said, it's not even you. It's I know what I have to do. Now, if I can come to you as a woman and talk to you about the things and the issues that I have going on in our relationship, then so be it. But if you yelling and cussing her out and I don't know, just being disrespectful, nobody's going to get what they want out of the relationship. Nobody. So I'm not faulting no man and I'm not faulting no woman. It is an equal party at the end of the day.
Yeah. Just be open and honest. That's all pretty much it is.
Pretty much.
It's all about communication. As long as someone's saying something and it's your A-B conversation, don't get C, D, E, F, G, and the rest of the alphabet involved. Totally then you might have a decent relationship.
That's another thing that women have an issue with when they bring other women into their relationship. Now, granted, if it may be one person that you can actually trust, one person, but this girlfriend of yours don't need to know. That girlfriend of yours don't need to know. Girl, he did this. Girl, he did that. Blah, 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 blah. Not everybody need to know what you're going through. Not everybody need to know that. Now, if you want to move forward in your relationship, my only advice is to talk to somebody who's been married for quite some time, or who's got engaged or anything like that, who is on a steady path in their relationship. don't talk to this girl, and she been in her relationship for 5 years, not engaged, never been married, got 3 kids with this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Don't talk to her because at the end of the day, she's still dealing with his bullshit.
That's true.
He ain't married her.
And pretty much has cheated at least several times and taken him back.
Right.
Well,
You can't get no advice from that person, but you can damn sure get an advice from a woman who's been in her relationship 10, 20, 30 years. You can
I'll tell
damn
you
sure.
what. Good dick kills.
No,
good dick kills all.
No good dick. And good
Oh,
pussy
yes, it
does not
does.
cure anything. Does not.
Good dick.
Does not.
Yeah, well,
Does-
yes, it does.
Good dick and good pussy
Good
does
dick,
not clear everything.
good dick. Well, I ain't
All
saying
it does is ruin it. All it does is ruin it. You know that.
A good dick will have her memory short as a motherfucker.
No. Because my thing is that comes a dime a dozen. So
Good dick. I don't know about that. Man, good dick. I don't know. But
so I can't.
right, so, before we get out of here, I got something I wanted to say real quick. As you know, some of y'all, I went on a podcast endeavor with my friend out of LA named Melissa. And I posted that this past week, last Sunday on social media. And the Chicago kid
had to trash
blew
it
up my timeline. And we had originally scheduled to do Dudes Talk Shit today, which we're doing right now.
No.
Yeah.
No. Brian, I need you to be. I know we don't.
Said March 10th. He did say March 10th.
Today is
March 10th.
What I'm gonna do is because this means so much to me. I'm gonna pull that motherfucking broadcast from you from when we were last on air. When your drunk ass said,
I wasn't drunk in that episode either. I don't remember being drunk.
That's why you was. Your ass said that we would see y'all next Sunday. That's what you said. And then I asked, when was Melissa coming on? And you said the 10th. But you said we was coming back last Sunday. And lo and behold,
I don't recall that.
You slid off with some little cute babe and left me and Brian high and dry.
I ain't leave y'all high and dry.
I'm gonna pull a clip of you saying it. I'm gonna pull a clip of you saying it. I'm gonna pull a clip of you saying it live on the air, and then you gonna apologize to me on the air.
If you find that clip, I will apologize. We'll do this again next Sunday.
Tuesday. Tuesday. I'm gonna air it on.
No, this ain't got nothing to do with Streets is Talking.
No, I'm gonna pull it because I want the truth to be out there, and I want it on my show, and I want your motherfucking ass to agree that if I find this clip and I post it,
I will apologize right here next Sunday.
Okay, there you go.
If you find
Melissa,
you kick us for a babe.
It's not, and that's not babe. That's a friend of mine.
Babe.
Oh, because normally you call women funky
bitches.
That's what you normally call them. So no.
So angry.
Why is that interpreted as angry? Maybe it's
because it is.
Maybe
you want to call it bitter? Because I mean, it's one or the other.
That's a very, very cheap technique women use, American women, particularly black women,
I knew that American
to devalue and dismiss what you're saying by saying that you're angry, by saying that you're bitter, never addressing what I'm saying, but just trying to categorize me as some kind of emotional unstable being, so you don't have to be responsible for addressing
what responsible.
What addressing what? Like I'm not angry.
I say funky bitches, and instead of you say, well, what is this about funky bitches? Oh, you're bitter. Oh, you're angry. No, what about funky bitches? Let's talk about the funky bitches of the world.
See?
There's some funky bitches in the world. Do you agree or disagree?
Every time I do this show, you're always angry.
I'm never angry. You've never in your life seen me angry. Ever.
Bitter? Grumpy? What you want to call it?
If you're saying I'm bitter, then you need to be able to name and pinpoint the source of my bitterness. And you can. Because there is no bitterness.
Complainer?
Complainer?
I mean,
that's what you do.
You just ain't happy. Period.
I am happy.
When?
Because I'm not walking around here like Brian cheesing and agreeing to everything you say. I'm not happy.
Look at your eyebrows.
So my eyebrows are a reflection of you being unhappy.
I mean, you showing that you're not. You either grumpy,
Hold
complaining.
on. I'm unhappy, but you just narrated to us why you're not with the dude. So wouldn't it be safe to say you're not?
I didn't say I wasn't with him.
Or why you didn't go down to Texas?
I didn't.
I didn't hear you talk about how great he was. All I heard was you wasn't about bullshitting. Nobody's gonna waste your time and all that. So who sounds unhappy, me or you?
I'm not unhappy. I'm just stating.
So you're not unhappy.
I just stated that I told him that I'm at a point where I'm ready to check out.
That sounds like a person that's unhappy, not happy.
No, trust me, this has already checked out 2 months ago.
So you checking out means you're happy.
No, it means that I'm done. That's what that means.
That sounds.
Trust and believe. I'm the only person. Listen. I'm the only person responsible for my happiness. At the end of the day, I can't blame no man for my happiness because in any relationship, Diamond. Her squeaky toy. In any relationship, is an added bonus. So you have to be able to make yourself happy first before you can even look to have somebody else make you happy. And trust me, I'm happy with myself. I love myself. And I love myself enough that I know when I need to let go.
What they say today? Let go and let God.
There you go. Praise.
Speaking of letting go, we about to let God go.
This episode to make me unhappy. Go ahead.
I said we about to let everybody go on this episode of Dudes Talk Shit. It was fun. We gonna come back next Sunday. We will see if TJ the Chicago Kid has this supposed tape of me. If he does, I will apologize and say
you know how my research department is. You know how thorough it is.
That's fine.
He looked up what squirting was.
Right, you know what I'm saying? And your research department has destroyed Umar Johnson. You debunked the theories of squirting. So we will see if your crack
and Justin Smollett. Don't forget Jesse Smollett.
Jesse Smollett, his research department cracked and destroyed Jesse Smollett. What else? We will see next week if your research department can crack this.
I'm trying to find out we
ain't doing it now.
You just say that fucking episode, you motherfucker.
We will see you next week. Hopefully you'll be happy. Hopefully you'll get some ass and you'll be much more happier next week. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe you need to get some ass.
Hey Trump.
Some different ass.
Hey Trump, I found it.
We don't need to do it right now.
We're not gonna do it right now, but I'm telling you right now, I found it.
How the hell you found it that fast?
I found a motherfucking episode where all of us was on there. I'm about to motherfucking break it down. Yeah. You'll be apologizing next show.
We'll see.
You're gonna apologize next show.
We will see. What else? I ain't saying that because I ain't doing all that. I'll just apologize. That's all I'm doing. I ain't taking no extra shots. None of that shit.
And Brian, your moist ass gonna be like, you know what? You was right. I was just disagreeing because I don't like you. That's what you gonna say.
Right. I'm gonna say that.
We'll do that. Okay. Hey, Brian, can you do something next week? Can we get Sarah back on the show and just have an update with Sarah? Is that possible?
I will see. Wait a minute. She's been busy lately. Oh, someone went dark.
So you talking about Sarah that's in Portland or Seattle or something?
Portland.
Oh, okay.
She was episode 3. Remember?
That'll be
it.
She's been busy lately, so I will see.
And also this coming Saturday on Rib Radio, Miss Tiara will be in studio. TJ, you should come past Saturday.
No, don't. I don't want that. That's a train wreck, and
I'm not going in. You know, Brian don't want me there. I don't want him. You know, because he spends all that time eyelashes, cheesing and grinning in their faces, and I don't want to distract from his pandering and moistury.
Blah blah blah. What?
Oh, also before we go, because I know y'all looking at goddamn Backlash or first, what's called first Fastlane, whatever.
Fast Lane,
Yeah.
which is weird now.
So on the 19th, Brian will be in studio. He will be producing your show, TJ, because I have something to do that night.
Oh God.
Yes, so that should be interesting.
So a lot of wrong buttons will be pressed.
Don't worry.
Just
Patty will be there to piss on you, Brian, since that's what you wanted. Since you said that you wanted her to
so
piss on you.
mean. So mean. Y'all should look at this show on Netflix called The Umbrella Academy. If y'all
I watched that. Yeah, I'm on episode 3.
Oh, you man,
I love
it. Good.
I love it. I'm gonna have to give an update on that. So next week, will I apologize to TJ? Will Sarah be on the show? And then we'll go on to some more.
Next week, you should smile and actually come on the show and be nice.
Too late.
Nice.
That ain't gonna happen.
I'm just not gonna pander. So what? You cute. Who gives a fuck? That doesn't move me. I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna say the shit that niggas like me need somebody to say.
You came on the show angry already.
I'm not angry. Why do you keep saying I'm
Did he
angry?
not say anything? Did he not come on the show complain about his ex-wife? Just saying.
Yep.
No, I came on. See, what you have to do is, and Brian knows this, Brian ain't gonna say shit. You know when Brian agrees with me, Brian just laughs. For the last couple of episodes, Trump will tell us we're going on at 8 o'clock. We're going on at 9 o'clock. And me and Brian will be on, and Trump don't come on till like 30, 45 minutes.
Oh, that's a lie.
But let
So
me ask you
today
something.
was gonna be 8 o'clock, and he don't show up at 8 o'clock. I know what's coming.
But that doesn't have no reason. Again, I said you came on the show complaining about your ex-wife. You were kind of angry.
She get on my fucking nerves. But that has
Okay.
nothing to do with
Well,
this.
But that has nothing to do with all women. All Americans.
Say Trump killer.
Killer.
God damn. I don't think that's all the problem. That just creates more.
Oh man, that was too funny. I couldn't avoid that. All right, y'all, we gotta go. Dudes Talk Shit episode 23 is in the books. Holla.
Peace out.
Bye.